Everyone needs a bit of luck. We had a great cruise with Giles, and a couple of days after he got off the boat we had biblical rain and gales blowing through, which held us here in Kerrera for a few days. But we've got a calm between now and the next gale, which is coming in a couple of days time, so we are going to head south through Kerrera Sound and make our way down to Crinan.
Welcome back to Adventure Now, as Asher steers us away from the cosy little spot that is Kerrera Marina, a peaceful place with the benefit of a town just across the bay.
Well, that's us out of Kerrera. A lovely stay, time to say goodbye to Oban, and we'll see you again next season.
Even though the west coast of Scotland is so vast that you have no need to return to the same place twice, we do gravitate to certain areas, and Oban always seems to be a very convenient place to stop off on our way to wherever. But next season we do plan on poking Altor's nose into many places that we haven't seen before.
The wind's pretty fluky down Kerrera Sound today. The wind is northwest, so it's funneling down here whichever way it wants to. So we're motor sailing at the moment with the main only, but when we pop out at the end I think we'll be engine off, jib up, and it should be a nice clean breeze to get around Easdale Island and then south.
I look to the future. What do I see? Nothing, of course. It's yet to be. So I turn to the past and give that a spin, but it's up and left like a fart in the wind. But I'm far from alone, because I have the Tao, and I bathe in the beauty of the eternal now.
For the jam, homemade or boat made.
Kerrera jam, lovely.
There you go.
Thank you.
The memory of all the little pricks fade away as soon as you're eating boat-made jam.
We've popped out of Kerrera Sound and the breeze has now caught up with us. We got 16 to 18 knots and it's a little bit more on the beam than I was expecting, which is very welcome indeed. So we're sailing a bit higher than we need to, but that means we can comfortably bear away and go through the gap ahead, around the corner, and then it'll be well and truly behind the beam, and we should be flushed through the Sound of Luing, I'm not sure how you say it, with the tide, so looking forward to that.
Awesome, isn't it?
It is absolutely fantastic. We love being up north, but as we've said, the sailing's a little bit hard to come by. But as soon as we are back on the west coast of Scotland, the magic happens. The flat water, the perfect breeze, we're about to bear away through this gap. It's absolutely awesome. We could spend a long time here. We'll never get tired of it.
Spending time at sea on ocean passages, things can get a little bit boring. But being boring means it's good because everything is going smoothly. But with nothing to see but the sea and no land to focus on, time does drag on. But all that changes when we're back on the west coast of Scotland with so much awesome scenery to focus on and some fantastic sailing to be had. The hours absolutely fly by.
Coming past this lighthouse is one of our favourite places on the west coast of Scotland. We've now been picked up by the tide and been flushed through, doing 8 knots or so. It's awesome.
We've been through here enough times now to be pretty confident about the tides. But that doesn't mean we ever take liberties. We are confident because we follow it by the book, and always will.
As we are sailing through the islands, the wind has dropped now and it feels really peaceful here. But the water is swirling and bubbling and carrying us through at a good speed. It feels really magical here.
It really does feel magical here. The tide just picks you up and wafts you through as if you're on some kind of magic carpet.
Picked up the breeze again now and we're bearing away, approaching Doris Moor. We've still got the tide, so we should be swept through there too. And then we'll be outside the lovely Crinan. You can see the disturbed waters of Doris Moor here. We can't make it through on one tack, so we're going to have to put a jibe in and zigzag, or zag-zig if you prefer, to get through the gap. But we've still got the tide, so we're pushing through at 6 to 7 knots. So I guess we should stick a jibe in and then get through.
10 to part! We have just jibed to go through the gap. Smooth operation. We are heading the right direction for the Gallanach Bay.
Tucked into Gallanach Bay with the Rockner dug in well, we had a lovely calm night at anchor. It was now time to get Altor ready for the first lock of the Crinan Canal, but not before marvelling at the beautiful sunrise.
Good morning.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely stunning.
I don't care if I'm speaking too soon. Every time we turn up at Crinan, the sun shines. And if this is all it shines, I don't care. Because it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's so gorgeous. My heart is expanding in my chest. I love it.
And that's it, Crinan bound. Just getting our lines out. These are our canal lines, so it's always a pleasure to get these out of the lockers. And we're just trying to dust off our brains to remember how we do this. Basically, we have a bow line and a stern line, which we have to pass up to the man, go port side to, and then certainly for the first lock, we're under their control really. And it'll come back to us, and we can start the most beautiful shortcut in the world. But I have some news. We're not actually going to share it with you because we've been through here with you twice before. So we're going to do a fast forward. We're going to get in the lock, and then you're going to see us come out the other side. Unless there's something spectacular in between. But there you are. That's the plan. So, see you on the other side.
The Crinan Canal has become a bit of an annual pilgrimage for us, and this season we are heading into its safe waters just as 50-mile-per-hour winds are forecast to blow through. We will spend the next 5 days relaxing in the still waters and see you on the other side.
Thank you. Thank you, you too. Well, there's a fast forward for you. 5 days later, and we are out of the sea lock at Ardrishaig. We're just going to mill around here while Asher gets the fenders sorted out because there's quite a stiff southerly, so it's going to be a bit choppy as soon as we're the other side of this breakwater. And then we'll pull the sails up and get our way south towards Tarbert.
So, after 5 days languishing in the canal, it was time to give Altor a workout.
It makes me laugh, Asher. Tucked up in the canal, hardly a rustle in the trees. You come out here and your home becomes a completely different home. But it's wonderful. Variety is the spice of life, so they say, and I'd be inclined to agree.
This life that we have chosen may be called cruising, but sometimes it goes the other way. I spent many years racing dinghies, and although this middle-aged couple now spend most of their time rolling around gently stroking each other, occasionally you get a bit of spice. The wind blows from just the right direction, you get the bits between your teeth, and all of a sudden you're up for some good old-fashioned slap and tickle. And this middle-aged buxom beauty loves it.
Well, it certainly has turned into a shakedown. We've got regular gusts of 32 and then up to 35 I think we saw. Dumped a lot of main out, but we're getting a nice little lift along the shore here, so I'm hoping we've got one more long tack this way over to the east side of Loch Fyne and then a tack over towards Tarbert. But I do love sailing Altor down in these kind of conditions. Quite flat water, she's got plenty of weight behind her, basically because all the stuff that you've got on the boat, and she keeps trucking along. That's absolutely beautiful. But I've had to sit down because my legs are aching.
And that begs the question, who's riding who here? Altor could be a cougar. There are many young men that couldn't keep up with her, and we all know that if you don't use it, you lose it. So I will hold on tight and just keep going.
Well, that was a hectic but awesome sail. We managed to drop the sails just outside Tarbert, and now we are approaching this lovely harbour. First time we've been here for a year and a half or maybe 2 years. Looking good. It's a bit breezy in here still, but we've managed to reverse down what I think is the visitors area, and we're going to try and go into this berth just on our starboard side.
With the cobwebs blown away, Altor became a flat and stable home once again.
Okay, you ready on the lines?
I am ready.
It was definitely the right decision to leave Ardroshaig yesterday and sail to Tarbert, because today we have a steep gale 8 out there with 9s in the gusts.
Yeah, it certainly is feisty today. We thought we were having a tough time of it yesterday, but it would have been even tougher out there today. And we got to visit the town of Tarbert a little early, and this is a lovely place to be. We were here the year before last, just briefly, and we came back here because it was a great place to have some spares delivered. Well, that was our excuse. And now we get to spend a couple of days here while we wait for this gale to blow through, and then from here we are going to go to Portavadie, and we're quite excited about that, aren't we?
Oh, definitely, because we're gonna see Mike and Helen on Pangey, and I'm so looking forward to hear all about their adventures in Greenland.
Yeah, it's a cool spot over there. We were last there for Mike's birthday, so it's going to be great to pop back in there and see the good ship Pangey and Helen and Mike. So we'll weather the storm here for a while, and then we'll head out over there, I don't know, in a couple of days' time.
Yeah.
Great few days in Tarbert, but now the wind blew through and we are on the way to Portavadie to catch up with Mike and Helen. Very exciting. I have already been texting Helen this morning, so they are expecting us. Here we come!
Once upon a time, I dreamed of sailing in a place like the west coast of Scotland. And as proof that you should indeed dare to dream, because dreams do come true, the west coast of Scotland is now what we consider to be our home sailing ground. Lucky us.
Good old bow thruster.
Yeah.
We need her, we need her. Well, we've just seen Helen walking along the pontoon. Our welcoming party. It's good to see you.
It's always nice to see your friends again, isn't it?
Hello, sailor.
And I know that's an obvious statement to make, but for Helen, Mike, Asher and I, this reunion signifies that we have completed our more northern adventures for the 2023 season. The sailing that we do sometimes makes me very nervous.
Looking beautiful, my dear. Did you cut your hair?
What?
Did you cut your hair?
Yes, I brushed it.
Well, he brushed it as well, Helen. It's been a while since I brushed mine.
But as nervous as our sailing sometimes makes me, wow, what an adventure. And reunions like this feel so good because they mark the fact that you have made a return to safe waters, and now you have some wonderful stories to share with your friends.
We are creeping up gently out of Portavadie Marina and it's starting to rain. But no wind just yet, so we should be just perfect and safe getting out.
It's that time of the season again. A gale warning has made us leave Portavadie very early and head around the corner into the safety of the Kyles of Bute. The east and west Kyles are very pretty, and it doesn't matter what the wind does, there is a safe place to anchor from any wind direction in here. We decide to push on up until the points where the east and west Kyles meet, and that is at a beautiful spot called the Burnt Islands, and it is here that we will sit out the forecasted gale 8.
Just poking our way around this anchorage at Burnt Islands, there's always one boat that takes up the place that you've marked, and that is behind me, a beautiful Contest. Lovely boat that is. But that's fine, there's enough room here, and Asher is just having a look around on Navionics and deciding where to go, and by the rate at which the boat is turning, I think she's decided where we're going. And I think what we've got today is a forecast of southeasterly breeze, which then later tonight goes southwesterly. I'm not sure we'll feel any of it, and that is the beauty of this spot. So sooner or later I will get the instructions from Asher that we are on the anchorage she has chosen, and we will drop the hook, and that'll be us for a couple of days, I think. What do you reckon about this spot then?
It's very beautiful and lovely and quiet, and I love the birds.
I love birds too. The Burnt Islands proved to be a lovely place to shelter from the stiff southerlies, and now we're making our way down the East Kyle, which will take us out into the Firth of Clyde. And I can't quite believe it, but that means we are only a stone's throw away from Largs, our berth for the winter. We're not ready to put Altor away just yet. We're going to come out of here, make a decision, and go and see somewhere else. We're going to eke out a few more days of this season, even though the gales and the rain are coming thick and fast. This is Scotland, and we love it whatever it does.
There is a palpable sense of change in the air. The temperature is dropping, the leaves are turning from green to brown. Mother Nature is busily whipping up gales to get under the collars of late season sailors just trying to eke out a few more days of season 4. Existing alongside nature as we do fills us with so much joy. There is nothing that makes us feel so alive. No wonder we find it so hard to call time. But even the Clyde is changing. These waters are muddy brown following the biblical rain that's washed earth off the mountains and into the sea. So I guess we do need to admit that season 4 is indeed coming to a close.
Nice little bay here outside the town. Bit exposed from anything from the northeast, but we haven't got anything in the forecast like that, so that's just getting us onto the spot, and then we'll drop the hook.
It always feels like an escape when you are hunkered down at anchor, but after a few days you do crave a bit of civilization, so we were keen to go ashore and have a look around Dunoon. During the Cold War, this was a garrison town, and Holy Loch, just to the north, was a US submarine base. However, in 1991, following the demise of the Soviet Union, the base was deemed unnecessary. The withdrawal of the sailors had a massive effect on both the economy and the gene pool.
It doesn't take us long to get our fix of civilization, and going around Morrison's will do it, but we quickly walked through the town and found the park, and what we noticed there is that the leaves are definitely going golden and brown. This time last year we had 800 miles to go back to Essex, and we're very happy that this time around we don't have to do that. We're on the Firth of Clyde, we can enjoy the last few days of season 4 and make the short hop back to Largs. But for tonight we're going to go on, warm the boat up, get nice and cosy, have a nice Sunday night chill out and some dinner.
Thank you very much indeed for watching and joining our adventure now. Please join us next time as we conclude an awesome Season 4. Altor, out.